Hey, what's going on out there, everybody? You ready for some new boot goofing? Huh? Just got my pair of JK boots, 300X, and we're going to open them up and take a first look at them. Stay tuned. Now, just to give you a little bit of backstory about myself before we get into these, I'm a union electrician, local union 906. I've been topped out, been a journeyman for just almost a year. A few more days will mark 1 year from the day that I passed my state test and got certified. So I spent at least 40 hours a week in work boots. And when I started out as an apprentice, several pairs of Timberland Pros. Last pair of Timberland Pros, these bad boys right here. These served me well. They had a little bit tougher break-in, but they've been falling apart for a while. They got cracks in them. I don't even know if you can see that here. But they're broken in. They're a very comfortable pair of boots. They don't sell them anymore. I actually got them on sale for like $100, so I'm torn. I'm still using them to work around the yard. I thought about having them resold and done up nice by a cobbler. I may still pull the trigger on that. But I spent so little on them. I hate to put too much into them, but there's nothing wrong with them other than that the welts and the soles are cracking out. So after those, I was working for a contractor where actually I was doing a lot of residential stuff, and I was able to get away with wearing tennis shoes most of the time, but I wanted to get a newer pair of boots. Those were falling apart a little bit, so I switched to the brand that everybody loves. Lots of guys like the Thorogoods. I did go with the heel. I am a 6-inch boot guy. I am a boot with a heel guy. I'm 99% sure that I tried on the wedge sole boots Timberland has at the store I bought these at, but I just couldn't get into it, and I like a 6-inch boot. I think I also tried an 8-inch boot there. So that's what I was looking for, the JK 300X 6-inch boot. It's got the heel versus the wedge sole of the 300. So that's a little bit of my boot journey, kind of the abridged version. All right, one more little spiel before we actually get into checking out the boots. I'm sure some people have stumbled upon this video just because that's what they're interested in, but I just want to give you a little bit of backstory. If you don't know anything about JK boots, I don't know a ton either. This is the first pair of boots I've ordered from them, but I have done a little bit of research before I went this route. They're out of Spokane, Washington. They're considered one of the Pacific Northwest boot makers. The boots are all handmade in the USA out of quality leathers. These boots in particular, as well as all of JK's boots as far as I understand, have fireproof thread, fireproof soles. The soles may be different on some of their other boots, but they make boots for wildland firefighters. So this is not quite that heavy duty. It's more of just a general purpose work boot, but that's exactly what I'm looking for. The other reason why I chose this boot and why I chose JK boots is because this is the best offering, in my opinion, of a handmade boot under $400 out of those Pacific Northwest brands. I'd like to try Nix, Whites, some of those other companies up in that area, but this is where I'm going to start. I figured it was a way to dip the toe in. That's not too much more than what I've already spent on a pair of boots. It is a little upgrade, but you kind of get what you pay for. So if you want to know any more about JK boots, they've got a great YouTube channel. They'll show you how these boots are made, actually step by step going through. I think they've got a video where they cut one in half so you can see a cross section of the boot and all the features and parts to the boot. Otherwise, Rose Anvil is another channel that cuts apart boots, shoes, all kinds of stuff, shows you the inside, kind of talks about the quality of the product. So I think that's it. I think we're ready to dig in. Let me reposition you and you'll get a better look. Okay, you'll have to forgive me on the angle here. If this is your first video on my channel that you've ever watched, I'm obviously not a professional, so I'm not set up to do nice top-down shots for stuff like this, but I'm trying to do my best here for you with my phone and a tripod, so let's go. One thing I do like, Rose Anvil said that he's done a collaboration with them lately. One thing I do like is that JK, and I don't know if they do this on purpose to save costs or to save waste or what, but the box the boot ships in is the boot box. So I've ordered boots, you know, from several different places, and you open up the box to find another box. It's just more garbage. I'm not, you know, super eco-conscious, but I do try to do my little part, and so that's a nice touch. thank you, JK, whether you're doing it on purpose or just trying to save money. So here we go. Full disclosure, this is not my first time opening a pair of these two. I ordered a pair that were not safety toe. Didn't realize that the contractor I work for now requires them. And those were half size smaller. And after trying those on, I decided, well, since I need the safety toe anyway, I'm going to have to order them. I ordered these up another size. So here we go. Nice little JK sticker right there. Nice little letter. Welcome to the JK family. These boots passed quality inspection. Give you a nice help making the boots fit. You always want to try all this before you go around and try to return them or exchange them. They do have 30 days. In fact, well, we'll get into that. Some little insoles to put in. These have a leather insole, but if you're having trouble with that, they send you those just in case you need a little extra comfort. Nice little sticker. Of course, you can't have boots without your laces. And the boots themselves. There's what I was talking about there. You have 30 days from the date of delivery to send your boots back or exchange for return. If you oil them or wear them outdoors, they are not exchangeable or returnable. So you can see that safety toe in there. Oh. Take one, too. It comes with a bottle of leather oil, so you can leather them up and get them nice and soft and ready to go. Here we go. So these don't look to me quite as skinny with the safety toe. Though the ones I had before that didn't have the safety toe were, they looked real skinny when I come out of the box. Which of course I'm used to wearing my Thorogoods, which are the wrong size. I didn't mention that. But when I lace these up, I lace them all the way. In fact, I'll insert a better picture so you can see. These are an EE. I am not an EE for width. I have a really long, skinny foot. So these here, I went with a 12E because I am an E. And that is tight. I'm sure that'll loosen up over time, but you can definitely tell that the safety toe is there. What do you think? Put some laces on them and give them a go. Much better. One thing on these boots, they don't gusset all the way up. Being a smaller boot like this, it's their theory is to make it easier to get the boot off and on. No problem there. Definitely quick and easy to stick these on. The other thing that I'll compare to my other boots, and this one's not so bad, but these Timberlands, these Thorogoods, these were too wide for me, and I could cinch them up and have the uppers touch, and they were snug enough. I hope that part of the problem there is just there's too much tongue material because the width was too wide. But these have given me a heck of a time. As soon as I think I got one crease not digging into my foot and creating a soft spot, a sore sensitive spot, then another part starts. So I know a lot of guys love Thorogoods. I will probably try another pair of Thorogoods to the right width at a later date because I like everything about the boots except that tongue digging into my foot in different spots. Let's tie these bad boys up here. Ooh, get them nice and snug, yeah. Now, if anybody from JK happens to be watching this video, I'm not wearing these outside, just in case I have to return them. I don't think that's going to be an issue on first slide of my foot into here, but and I can't tell because I got a safety toe. But you can see, I've got chicken legs and I've got long, scrawny feet. So being able to order the right size boots, no matter what brand I go with, is a plus. And now I'm just talking to fill time. But I like this tongue is also not as thick of a material. It's a different leather than what the boots themselves are made out of. So so it makes it softer on the foot. Sorry, I was concentrating really hard. So yeah, immediately right away, tons of arch support. Love that. They feel nice, they feel sturdy. You know, obviously any pair of boots is going to take some break-in. So there we go. Yeah, I mean, off the bat, they do feel sturdy and stiff. Plenty of support in the arch. I guess time will tell. I'm gonna wear these around the house for a while and maybe contact them just to make sure that the leather is gonna relax a little bit, maybe with some oil. I'm not sure how well it really comes across, but you can definitely see where the safety toe is. And I'm hoping that the leather's gonna relax a little bit over time as I wear them, but I just want to make sure with JK Verify for the price that I paid it, that's gonna be the case, because it looks a little goofy right now, but I know leather relaxes a little bit as you wear them. So yeah, I'll be back for you guys in just a second, but for me it's going to be a while. I'm going to wear these around the house a little bit and give them a little bit longer wear before I make a final judgment. Oh yeah, if anybody from JK is watching this video, once again, I'm taking these off to go back in the house. I have a detached garage. I'm not going to wear them even on the concrete in the garage, just in case. All right, wardrobe change. How about that? Magic of television. Well, I started recording this video on Monday when the boots got here. It's Friday now, so I was able to wear these around the house a little over an hour on Monday night, and then Wednesday night I wore them for like 2 or 3 hours, helping the wife do some stuff around the house, trying to put a little bit of miles in them. They're starting to get a little creased, so their break-in process has officially begun. I'm definitely going to keep these. They're fitting me great. Once they're broken in, I think they're going to be awesome. So one thing I do want to touch on, I'm not trying to knock on JK or anything, but that really apparent toe there, the safety toe, it's not a make or break type of deal. I guess I shouldn't try to make it out to be more than it is. I do feel like maybe there's a little bit of truth in advertising missing. If you look at the listing for these boots on their website, which I will put a picture up here, you clearly don't see that toe quite so, it's not quite so pronounced. It doesn't bother me. I wouldn't say it's grown on me, but it's not as weird to me now that I've had some time with the boots, as it kind of took me by surprise when I first opened them up. It is what it is. It's the way they make the boots. They're handmade. They're going to have imperfections. Oh, back to the toe though. I will also insert some pictures here of, they have like a warehouse on JK Boots website where you can buy slightly damaged boots or slightly used boots or factory seconds or defect. There's a slight little defect that probably won't bother you, but you can get them for a discount. If you look at any of those, especially the 300 series, the toe cap with a safety toe is very pronounced. Actually, I think that mine turned out not quite as pronounced as some of the ones I've looked at there. I did email JK. Their customer service is great. They get right back to you. I'm in Eastern time zone. I assume that has something to do with the fact that I can email them later in the day after my work day even and still hear back from them the same day. But he did say that that's just kind of what I already said, part of how the boots are made, and they can't guarantee that that's going to look less pronounced and bulbous, if you will, over time, but they do have several customers that have said that it does seem to be less noticeable after the boots are broken in and have been worn a while. He did also tell me, obviously, the 300 series, these ones, and the regular 300s with the wedge sole, it's a little bit, excuse me, it's mosquito season and they're flying all over my garage. He did say that this series of boots, because it's a little bit thinner and softer leather, it's more noticeable. I did, looking at that warehouse page, see that some like their OTs, even their forefronts, which are kind of just a little bit of a step up from the, well, I don't know how they're a step up from these. I won't say a little bit. The toe cap on the safety toes isn't as noticeable. So that's something to keep in mind. If you are going to spend a little bit of extra and get a pair of handmade boots, the more you can spend, if this bothers you, the less you're going to have to worry about that. So one thing I will say about my break-in process so far, for all of my apprenticeship and actually most of my first year being a journeyman electrician, I have worn just plain old white cotton socks, nothing special. When I was having the trouble with the thorough goods, which I'm wearing right now, but I'm not limber enough to show you. When I was having trouble with those tongues and the way they fold and crease and kind of push and put pressure on certain spots on my top of my feet, I started wearing darn tough wool socks. I've been wearing the cotton socks so far with these just because I figured I'd make it as uncomfortable as I possibly could. Those darn tough socks, if you haven't tried wool socks and you're wearing boots all day, I'd give it a go. I was worried about now that it's getting warmer, but that's really not an issue. I wanted to make this as uncomfortable as possible trying these boots out, just to see what it was going to be like, and if that was as uncomfortable as it could be, I know it's only going to get better from there. So they're definitely going to take some break-in. I've seen some of the reviews that the break-in was quick. They're going to take some. I feel like even after wearing them for 4 or 5 hours, I don't think I'm quite there yet. We'll see. Stay tuned. If you are interested to see what happens with these boots, I will do a review down the road if enough people comment or like this video. I'm not fishing for comments or likes. I do this as a hobby, so I don't really care what the algorithm does for you. But if you found this video and it gave you some sort of an impression of these boots and you want to see what time does for them, let me know. I have not oiled them yet because I wanted to just make sure I wasn't going to return them. They don't want you to oil them or wear them outside for the first during the first 30 days, if there's a chance that you might want to return or exchange. So now that I know that I'm good with these, I'm going to wear these. I'll oil them up. I will put a picture to show you kind of what one. I'll oil one and let you see what that looks like versus the other one. Maybe we'll see. I bought these myself, not sponsored. I didn't get any kind of discount or anything like that. You can tell by my subscriber number that nobody would want to send me free stuff, but JK, I do like these boots. So if you want to talk about some sort of special deal, you let me know. Anyway, I hope that gives you guys some advice. Obviously, I'm keeping them, so I would recommend if you're in the market, if you don't need the safety toes, the toe is a little bit slimmer, a little bit sleeker. Their sizing is a little weird. All the Pacific Northwest boot brands have their own sizing system. JK's is easy to figure out. The only reason why I ordered a half size down from what I ended up with was because my Brannock size, the machine that they use at the foot store where you can buy more feet, the machine they use at a shoe store to tell you your size told me I was like a 12.5 or a 13. I usually wear 13s. My Thorogoods and most of my Timberlands have been 13s. But because that said 12.5-ish to 13, and you can actually get these in half sizes if you're bigger than like an 11, guys. So that's a thing that not everybody does. Tell me about it. But so I thought I would try a half size down. And with the safety toe, there is a little more room in the toe box to me. So maybe I could have been okay with 11.5. But these, I kind of compared what part of my toes are underneath the safety cap on these boots and on my Thorogoods, and they line up about the same, and the cap's about the same length. So these fit me about the way that these boots do, only these can get more snug and are going to offer some better support for me. Even though I have nothing bad to say about the Thorogoods other than I bought the wrong width, and I'm hoping that's the problem with the tongue. They're good quality boots too. I've got the Made in America ones. Just wanted to try something a little different, a little more unique. All right, one last little piece of, call it advice if you want. If you do buy these boots, you do like the light brown color. If you know anything about taking care of boots and oiling them up, you know that oil is going to make your boots a little bit warmer, Oiling your boots is going to make them a little bit darker. I underestimated the, is it Oberhoffs, the oil that comes with these boots. I was expecting them to get a little bit darker. Just want you to be prepared. I like the way they turned out, but I was not expecting them to get this dark. So these are the same boots, believe it or not. They recommend not to oil around the eyelets and the speed hooks, but I had to do a little bit because I didn't do a real good job of keeping this line clear. If I'd have known they were going to get this much darker, I might have. So I just took a Q-tip. You can see these are still a little bit lighter. I didn't put near as much on those as I did on the rest of the boots, but yeah, just something to think about. I bought these because I like that light brown color. I do like the depth, and these have lightened up quite a bit. So now we're on Sunday, and Friday was the day that I oiled these after I made the last part of this video. And yeah, just be prepared if you're going to oil them. I might have waited a little bit to oil them if I'd have known that they were going to darken up this much, but I don't dislike the color. It's just not the color that made me want to buy this particular boot. So, just a little advice for you. The other thing I'll say is the tiny little insole that it looks like it's not going to do much. Use that when you're breaking in. I've put that in these, and I'm wearing my darn tough wool socks now. And I take back everything I said about the process of breaking these in. It's going to be much better now. So think about that as well if you happen to buy a pair, and stay tuned for a down the road review. And I just looked down and noticed that these brand new boots that I just oiled and just started wearing outside are coming apart. So that's no good. Both sides. So I'll be getting in touch with JK here and see what they say about that, because this is Sunday. I was getting ready to wear these to work tomorrow for the first time, but that's no good.